It's sitting right in front of you. You can't see it. So having that other person just be like, "What? Hey, what's that right there?"
Yeah.
And be like, "Oh shoot, there's my answer." Right? Like that's the key, I think, in these conversations, is knowing when it's venting or when it's a problem. It's like, you've talked about this for forever.
Yeah.
Look over here.
Right. Well,
Eric, I really got to talk to you about something. Can I vent for a second?
ooh, yeah, definitely.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
do this.
So the other day I was at a restaurant. I was doing a shop on them, and nobody had their name tags.
Of course they didn't.
No name tags.
Why? We've told them to wear name tags.
I can't believe it. And dirty shirts. Like, can they not know? Do they not know the policy?
Right? Wash your clothes.
Honestly.
Get another shirt if you have
It's
to.
just so frustrating.
It is frustrating. This is dumb. Why do we even do this?
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yeah. There, you did say it. Oh, there's one way to vent.
Thanks for letting me vent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that felt really good. I feel lit up. I'm ready to go.
Right. But the issue is that you're not venting with a purpose. Just venting to vent.
What do you mean?
No, today we're going to talk about it, right?
we're gonna
Buns,
talk about
Burgers, Big Ideas. I'll do the intro. Hello, everybody. Hello, Riley.
Welcome.
Oh.
Back in the seat. We're about the waving now. That was
If you can't
Nick's
see
fault.
me,
Damn it,
we
Nick.
waved. Buns, Burgers, Big Ideas. Everybody loves to vent.
Oh my gosh, do they?
Yeah.
I mean, you have that one person though that you go to all the time. To vent, and they're probably your best friend. I mean, let's just face it. They probably know everything about you and about your struggles and about the obstacles you face. But that's just it. It's just venting. Like you're your punching bag almost,
Yeah. Well, it's easy. And it honestly, like, I think human nature, like, we need to be able to vent.
Oh,
right?
for
Like,
sure.
100%. Like, we need to be able to, like, just, hey, call that person up and say, hey, listen, I just need I need to get this off my chest. But, like, when do we have to change that? Like, when do we change venting to venting with a purpose?
Well, I don't know. I would probably say if you vent a lot,
Sure.
that's all you do is well, because that brings up the negativity, right?
Okay.
Like, I feel like if I came to you every day or every other day even, and it was like, Eric, I just need to vent for 5 minutes, you'd probably be like, Riley, it's the third time this week. Like,
Sure.
are you okay?
Third time this week. It's the third time in the last 3 hours.
Yeah.
But no, I think, like, it's gonna be great. Like, this is gonna be a good conversation. So stay tuned. I know we've got the clip that we're gonna play here on venting. But just keep that in mind, right? Like, venting with some intentionality behind it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you want to roll it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, rolling it.
How do we do venting properly?
When we experience strong negative emotions, we often do want to express them to other people. And there are lots of reasons why we're motivated to do that. That's a universal. We often want to get it out. The problem is, if all you do is vent about a problem, you feel close and connected initially to the person you're talking to. Like, Ken, you're willing to actually take the time to listen to me. So I feel like I have your support. And that's very good for relationships. And so what we know venting does is it strengthens the bonds between people. The problem is, if all you do is vent, you leave that conversation feeling good about the person you just divulge this information to, but you leave that conversation, you're lit up because all you've done is go over what happened to you and what you felt. You never got to the bottom of the problem. The key to getting good support is to find someone who lets you do two things. Number one, they do allow you to talk about what you're going through. And it's important to establish those empathic connections. But after they have a sense of what you've gone through, then they transition. They start working with you to broaden your perspective. How do you do that? Lots of ways. Ken, that's awful. What would you tell me if I was in that situation? What would you tell me to do? So there are lots of ways you can work with the person to help them reframe their situation.
So that clip was Ken Coleman. We love his stuff. So if you check him out on TikTok, YouTube, we enjoy some of his interviews and things like that. But venting with a purpose.
Yeah.
I think what called out to me was that they're both important, right? You need to have that person do two things: let you vent and get it out. But then that person also needs to come in and say, hey, let's reframe this a little bit.
Yeah. It's important. It's important, I think, to start conversations with this too, right? Like I know if I need to vent for a little bit, I'll say, hey, I'm just calling you to vent for a little bit. We've discussed this a little bit, but I think the difference about today's episode is that we want to kind of connect the dots there, right? Like when does venting become just too much? And are you having the right venting conversations? So I know that you hit on it, as far as our pre-conversations. So like, what does that mean to you? Like when you were talking about, hey, it's okay to vent, but you said like, I'm going to vent to you, but do you want a solution? Right.
So the venting, it's all about, I think, where you're at, right? If you're venting just to vent, and if that's what you do, and it's few and far between, because sometimes you just let it get too much to the top,
Sure.
And it boils over and you need to let it out. Totally get it. Fine.
Yep.
I won't give you a solution. If you come to me and say, hey, I need a vent and I would love your feedback or your advice, then cool, I'm going to give it to you. But what I think as leaders we should do is challenge ourselves to be a little bit more forthcoming with that advice, even if it's not asked for. If it becomes if all they're doing is venting.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not to say that you don't want them to vent or you don't allow them to vent, because we just got done saying that they should be able to.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, hey, I'm your friend. You trust me with venting. Can I help you with this a little bit, and have that conversation.
Well, I think that's okay too, right? Like if you're looking and having perspective, I think we should share the perspective. Yeah. I think you should be able to get to the point to where, hey, you've been complaining about this for a while. Like, are you going to do something about it? Like, are you just going to continue living angry or?
Exactly, because then as the ventee, venter, I don't know.
The person who's venting?
No, the person who's receiving the vent.
I
might start getting upset, and I might need to go vent about you venting about me.
But that's what I'm saying.
So that's just the circle of negativity that we don't want. Yeah. But you need to have that outlet, and you need to have that person that will allow you to do that. But then that person should also be in your corner and try to help you reframe it.
And I think if they're coming to you, isn't there almost like a natural, like obviously that might be a whole different conversation, but like if I'm coming to you to vent, I'm already trusting your opinion in some capacity. So I feel like you can extend that olive branch of say, hey, you've talked about this a few times. What are your next steps? Like, because if I go to you with a solution, I'm potentially putting you in a position where you may not want to hear the solution.
Right.
But I can change the verbiage around, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're saying, hey, I don't like this, what don't you like about that? What have you done to change that? What are you looking to do to change that?
Conversation. It's just a nice guide. You're basically helping them facilitate the answer to their question or the answer to their problems that they have with asking those questions.
Well, I think that's a good way. You're facilitating their own inner dialogue almost.
Yeah. And when you have that conversation, you're stuck in it. You can't necessarily see the answer, right? It's sitting right in front of you. You can't see it. So having that other person just be like, "What? Hey, what's that right there?" And be like, "Oh shoot, there's my answer." Right? Like that's the key, I think, in these conversations is knowing when it's venting or when it's a problem. It's like, you've talked about this for forever.
Yeah.
Look over here.
Right. Well, I mean, even as an organization, we're constantly making decisions, and we make big decisions based off of, the black and white of what we know, right? And I get it. It's not always perfect. And I also get it that sometimes we make the bad decisions or decisions that maybe people don't fully understand. And I think it's okay to vent to a degree, but if you really don't understand like what the issues are, like when do you go to the source? And I think that's where, to your point, the facilitator of that conversation has to challenge that person's venting a little bit. Like they have to say, okay, what are your next steps?
Yeah. What questions did they have about if it's something like that where it's not clear and they're just like, I don't understand why they did this. This policy is stupid.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, have you talked to somebody about it? Have you been explained the why or?
Well, and I've heard that too. Well, they just said, right? Or my boss just told me it's just but there's always somebody else to go to, right? And I know we can go more in depth on that as well. But like, if you don't like the answers, keep asking.
Yeah.
So the facilitator, and if you are the person who gets vented to a lot, right? Like start thinking about what the questions you're asking, because I also know that there are some people out there where like everybody goes to with their problems, and that's great. Like that's fine if that's if you're that person that goes to and you don't mind that, but like when does that become too much, and when do you start saying okay?
Well, and to your point, like you gotta have those boundaries, but in a way that's going to make them still grow and reframe their issues.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what I think you're exactly right. And I love what you said. And as we were talking about reframing, right? Like, because we do. Like, if I'm pissed off, I'm only going to see one way. Like, I don't care who you are and how great of a leader you are. And maybe I'm just not there yet at that pinnacle. But, like, there's still stuff that upsets me.
You get in it and you're stuck in it.
And that's all I see, right? You know, I'm sure you have some examples too, but you know, my daughter in school, she has a kid she doesn't like, right? Like there's a kid who just, he knows everything and he's the class clown and and like all these other things, and it's like, okay, but Lily, like, where's maybe he's coming from? Like, have you thought about like his situation? Have you thought about what he's trying to do? Like, why do you think he wants to be the center of attention, right? Like, so all of a sudden we start asking these questions, and whether she knows it or not, she's starting to really learn how to just view things a little bit differently, how to view things from somebody else's perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they don't teach that in school, really, do they?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention anyways. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think back, but I don't. You know, we talk about emotional intelligence so much on the podcast, and just as an organization as a whole, and it's important to let people feel heard. You know, but there's that point where it's like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Like, I hear you, and I understand. I can imagine that would feel like crap if this happened to me.
Yeah.
But what would you tell me if, you know, just like the clip said, like, what would you tell me if I was in your shoes?
Yeah. Which I think is just an awesome way to say it. Yeah.
It's a great question.
And
because it doesn't put it on you. It's like, oh, well, I wasn't thinking about it in that frame of mind.
Yep.
Let me, you know, this is what I would probably tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, now go do it.
And you shared an example earlier when your mom tried to help you reframe some stuff, and it made you a little angry. Right?
It did. I was like, you're supposed to be on my side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took me, I mean, relatively quickly, because again, it was a conversation, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not seeing it. And she's like, well, yeah, because you're in it.
Yep.
And she's like, I read this and I don't see that. When you're in it, you can't see the other frames. So once you get that frame switched out, you can see it almost crystal clear. Yeah. Exactly what they see. It doesn't necessarily disvalue the venting, but it gives you clarity, and it gives you that additional perspective to then move forward with that. Yeah.
And I think that's just a really fair statement, because you see, I don't know about you, but it's almost like I just can't see red, or I just see red, right? And I just don't want to think about how, like, I might be wrong, right? And same for my daughter, same for conversation, same for people in general, right? When you're venting because, like, you want everyone to feel that way, or you think everyone should feel that way,
or you want to at least just project. I mean, not project, because that's a whole different conversation.
But to a degree,
you don't want to, like, because if you're venting, literally, I mean, I don't know what the definition is, but venting, you're letting off steam, right? You're venting your feelings because of whatever experience that you had. Where if you keep that and you don't vent in, then you might project.
Right.
So yeah, you definitely want to vent a little bit, but
and I think it's important to vent to the right people.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. I think there's, you know, people that you can really entrust and help you deliver on some of those things. So, you know, if they're always agreeing with you, it just may not be the right person to vent to.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. You know? Not that they're not a bad listener. By all means, you can still vent to them, but maybe try and find somebody who's going to challenge your perspective a little bit and help you find solutions. Yeah.
So you'll hear Alma when you listen to that episode about how she kind of went through some things and she was venting, and ultimately, though, in order for her to kind of get out of it, she had to just take a look at herself. And I think that's a lot of what we can't control what others do. So, you know, the decisions that the company makes, the decision that others make, maybe the policies, the procedures, like whatever it is that we were kind of talking about, or whatever is kind of pissing you off, we can still control what we can control. And if we don't like it, I heard today, like, if you don't like the decisions, become the decision maker, right? Like, I thought that was really, really cute.
That is cute.
Yeah, but like, not all of us can, I guess, get to the, you know, maybe that point, but you can still make decisions. You can still embrace.
Decide how you feel about it. Yeah. You can decide how you feel about it. Are you going to let that make you so, you know, angry that you need to vent or whatever emotion? Or are you going to be like, okay, This is it. This is how it is. I can control how I feel about it.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like the whole biblical conversation, but Nikki and I were having a conversation. She's like, well, you have to pray for our enemies, right? So like if you feel so bad about it, maybe just pray on it, right? And
there you go.
You know, let it be their problem rather than yours.
Yeah.
And let yourself in, I guess, to what those solutions could be, even if you don't see it today. Maybe, you know, you need a few extra minutes or a few days to really think about what that is. But I think if you're listening to people venting and they are doing the same thing over and over again, I think it's fair at some point for your own sanity. Just say, hey. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I feel better after this conversation. I feel vented. I feel good, you know?
Yeah.
So
two things ultimately, right? Like it's okay to vent, and it's okay to, I guess, challenge the person who's venting to you. Yeah. So just keep that in mind as you're having those everyday conversations. We know it happens, and it happens a lot. But you know, thank you for
thanks for letting us vent to
hanging
you.
out. Thanks for listening, learning, and leading. We appreciate you and your time today.
See you later, guys.
All right. Bye.
See you next time.
Thanks for joining us on Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas. We hope today's episode inspired fresh ideas for your leadership journey. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and keep learning with us as we continue to explore leadership in the QSR world. Until next time, take care and lead well.